Hi, my name is Angela Taylor, and this is Taylor Homestead Soap. So today is the third and final installment of the 2020 Secret Mystery Children's Book Soap series. And during this soap making, I do talk about a topic in the news. I usually don't talk about the news on this channel, but today this week has been laying heavy on my heart about the whole Kobe Bryant story. His helicopter crashed a week ago today, actually. And so we've all been mourning Kobe Bryant. So I do talk about that a little bit and just give some of my opinions and things that I've heard. But if you're over that and you don't want to see that, the part where I say, let's talk about the news, just skip over it. No big deal. But if you're interested in anything that I have to say about that whole thing, listen through. So if you like what you see, please subscribe to the channel, give it a big thumbs up, and leave a comment below.
The fragrance we are going to be using in today's soap is called Jamaican Me Crazy. So you can see it's very fruity. Yeehaw. So, this secret soap, I'm looking here at the oils. The first thing you always do is you add in your lye water solution and you make sure you got your eyeglasses on, because lye water will burn you if you're not careful with it. So the first thing we're doing is we're going to start mixing it up. The colorant I will be using is called Orange Vibrance Mica. I'm going to put a little bit of that in here. We're going to use two colors of orange. So a darker orange and just a little bit of a lighter orange, which I will be mixing up here in a minute in a different. A page from the Mystery Children's Book. And in no time at all, in the factory I built, the whole Once-Lor family was working full tilt. We were all knitting needs, just as busy as bees, to the sound of the chopping of truffle trees. Into this pot, I'm going to put some titanium dioxide because I want it to be a shade lighter, but not a lot lighter. Let's see where this takes us. Next thing I'm going to do is do it in the pot swirl, where I just do a little here, do a little there, go around in a circle. All right. Next, take my mold and I'm just going to pour this in. Now, I did get some, if you can see here, I got some pumpkin molds, because well, for whatever reason it looks like I did a lot more than I thought, so who knows, Taylor. So guys, let's talk about what's in the news right now. I have been following the whole Kobe Bryant story, and I am not a sports person. I like to go see games, but I don't follow anybody on TV. I don't follow the NBA. But there's something about the whole Kobe Bryant story that really touches me. But I want to talk about not just Kobe Bryant, but the other people that were on that chopper when it went down. So I think what even bothers me the most is the story of the Altaberry family. I'm sorry if I said that name. Because my understanding is Mom and Dad were on there and a sibling, and now they have got a grown child and another girl by the name of Alexis, who is now an orphan. That one I find even more tragic. I don't even know what to say to people when they say, why does bad stuff like this happen? Why do bad things like this happen? Here's the only answer I have to something like that question. So we all have choices. We all have choices. And in this, it sounds like from what I have been seeing and following, is that the pilot should not have taken off in the fog. That the other aircraft were down because of the fog. So the fact that the pilot took off and was flying in the fog without the proper type of terrain system, it was poor judgment. It was poor judgment. And it's so sad, but here's the thing. I am a believer in God and in Jesus and all of that. And here's the thing, guys. We were not made to be robots. We're not here to be robots. We make our own choices, and those choices can have devastating effects on your life and on other people's lives. And I think it's an important lesson to think about how your actions not only affect yourself, but affect others. The choices you make today can affect whole families. And in this case, the judgment of the helicopter pilot is, I think, the biggest thing to be mourned here, because his poor judgment of taking off in an area where even the police were not up in the sky that day was a poor judgment. I mean, it was just, I don't know. It's so sad. And so now we've got 9 people dead because of that choice. And we have a little girl who is now an orphan because both her parents and her sibling are dead. None of us is guaranteed tomorrow. None of us is guaranteed tomorrow or tonight or the next hour. And so you need to think about the fact that your days are numbered, your hours are numbered, my days and my hours are numbered. And how we use those days and how we use those hours and who we affect while we're here on this earth needs to be a serious thought in our minds always. Because mortality is for everyone, unfortunately. Mortality is for everyone. We are not immortal. And to have a long-term thinking and not a short-term one. Because what you do now will affect what you do later. I mourn the fact that Vanessa and all her children have to go on without a father, because that's one place that I can perfectly relate to. My father died when I was in high school. He was 45 years old, and he died of pancreatic cancer. And so what I can empathize and even sympathize with is the fact that those children don't have a father anymore. I think that's also devastating. And it doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter. There's something that will be missing from those children's lives for the rest of their life. A hole in their heart that no one could have filled but Kobe Bryant. When people lose someone and you don't know what to say, don't say anything. Sit with them, listen to them, be with them, go have some lunch with them, but don't offer advice. Just listen, because that's what they need more than anything. They need a shoulder. They need a shoulder to cry on, and someone who can see them at their most vulnerable. That's what they need. Don't speak words. Speak by just being in their presence and helping them to get through this. Now I've lived without him for, He's missed my husband, my children, my career. He's missed going to college, graduating from college, getting my master's degree. He's missed all of it, and so there's been a hole there for a very long time. And I think for me, that's what bothers me the very most about the Bryant girls and the other people that lost their parents on that flight. Due to, again, a pilot making a poor choice and flying in weather he shouldn't have been flying in. I think that's what it came down to. And it sounded like he had enough experience to know better. And the fact that they were flying in a machine that did not have the terrain, I don't know what they called it anymore. It was terrain identifying equipment. I even went as far as listening to the tapes of the pilot talking to base. There was no mayday, he just crashed. And that, I don't know, it's just devastating. So anyway, on to happier stuff, I guess. All right, while you're looking at this soup, so here's the second part of this book. Unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, nothing is going to get better. It's not. All right, we will be back in about 24 hours to cut this soap up. And then I got some extra something I'm going to do with all this. We are to the cutting of this soap. Let's see, look at that. Woo! So here we go. I'm going to cut it. Alrighty. Let's see what this looks like. Ooh, cool. I'm finding I need to do my titanium dioxide with oil, because that's why all these little white spots are in there. It's a titanium dioxide that's not quite got mixed in correctly. So, ooh, that's kind of cool.
The book for this third and final mystery children's soap is The Lorax by Dr. Seuss. Really good read, super old book, but one of my favorites, all-time favorites. So I highly recommend The Lorax. Good message. Thank you for watching.